Hi everyone, today I will talk about gun control in United States. I think what every one of us as user of the internet today is aware of the fact that the matter of gun control and gun ownership in the United States has been actively debated recently. Although there are many arguments for and against our bearing, my point of view is that gun ownership is much more beneficial than gun control, even in spite of all the reasons for why gun control may be more effective. However, I realize that simply believing that my position on this issue is not right, and therefore let me introduce my point of view in details and facts, and then feel free to make your own conclusions. To start with, the reason for why people are eager to purchase a gun for their personal use is most often for the purpose of own safety and self-defense. For instance, I want to imagine a situation, experience a feeling that is proved, and think about the case for a couple of minutes. So, you are walking home late at night after enjoying yourself at a fun party or having a lovely date with a nice person. You are in excellent mood and nothing seems to change it. However, you then encounter a masked criminal with a knife. You feel the fear that captures you with several brief moments and realize that you only have a few seconds to act. So, what should you do at this point? Now, let us consider two possible options for the following course of events. One of them is that you simply have nothing to defend yourself with that can lead not only to an injury, actually maybe to your death. However, on the other hand, you have a gun. You can draw it with a few seconds and scare away the attacker. In fact, I want to realize that this is a situation that can occur in the life of any person, and even in the life of every one of you. This makes me eager to explain that gun can protect much more lives than they appear to take, for which I use this speech. Thus, I want to address the fact that the property of gun control have flawed logic when protecting their point of view. To begin with, I want to discuss how gun control advice has been used false narrative to scare Americans into discard their gun ownership rights. In particular, there have been attempts to get various gun control laws and regulations that would private gun ownership. In order to achieve their goals, they turn to use federal data and false statistics. As an example, some of such property attempts to classify individuals aged between 18 and 19 years old had children to make a case about the total gun deaths. Although people at this age are widely considered as that makes the statistic inaccurate. To make this situation with deaths caused by gun shooting clearly, let me provide you with more details and facts on this matter. Although gun deaths have gained much more attention recently, it is worth to look at the statistic from the perspective of comparison. With this in mind, deaths from accident gun accounts for an insignificant amount of deaths compared to deaths caused by automobiles, falls, fires, and even poisoning by liquids. Equally important, children are more than 2,000 times more likely to die from car accidents than firearms. That is what is more, when referring to Old and his research titled Research on Gun Violence with Other Causes of Death, which was published in JAMA, a scientific journal in 2017. Children are twice more likely to die from playing football in school than from gun accidents. Now that you have this fact, let us explain the benefit of gun ownership. There are millions of law citizens who have continued to own firearms for many years, as guns provide the opportunity for self-defense to vulnerable people and enable them to protect themselves. And statistics can prove this. For example, according to Lob's article, the research is clear: gun control saves lives, published in 2017. People use guns to protect themselves from criminals about 2.5 million times annually. In other words, firearms are used to defend the lives of honest citizens about 6,850 times every single day. As for those that own a gun yet have not felt the need to use it for self-defense, It is important to know that citizens feel secure and satisfied even from the fact to just owning a gun. I want you to realize that there are reasons for way too important for why guns ownership is more beneficial than gun control in the United States. And I have provided only a short list of them. From what has been said, you now understand how gun ownership is effective and the advantage to the American people. At the same time, I also want to keep it in mind that my major aim is not to encourage every one of you to go and purchase a gun immediately. Instead, I am simply trying to explain that there are various openings on the matter of gun ownership, and you should not be pressed and missed by the flawed arguments brought forward by opponents of gun control. What is more, I think that you should always consider both sides of the issue as well as familiar with actual facts that appear as evidence for both perspectives. Therefore, you also have to make a point of conduce personal research facts about any gun control issue. The reason is that it's the most effective and direct way on how to enable yourself to differentiate between true fact and be open about the topic. All things considered, I believe that now you understand that the main point to take into account is that guns do not kill people, but people do kill other people. It is important that we act to prove our Second Amendment rights before we lose them. Every person has the right to bear arms, and it's protected by the Constitution. We should not be blind to give away that right through gun ownership laws. It's vital to note that taking away gun ownership rights would only make law-abiding citizens defense and vulnerable to criminals. As I have shown, gun ownership saves and protects more lives than gun control. For this reason, I encourage every one of you to understand what can make your personal life and the life of the American nation better, and therefore always ready to protect your rights as law-abiding citizens. Thank you.